Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Fazzetti. I trust you are well. I am just fine today. And today I'm going to give you some updates. I've been quite busy in between episodes, updating a few things on the server, so I will quickly go through them. But one of the noticeable things that you might notice is the texture pack. I've changed to a Faithful 64 texture pack. I don't think it's like the official one. There's a few dodgy bits, like the horses are invisible in it, and for some reason they've got a chest in their nose or something, I don't know. So yeah, the horses, the first thing that I found is a little bit shonky, but we'll see how it goes. As long as the frame rates are okay, we can probably put up with the horses until it's updated. And the other thing that you may or may not notice is I've got my new microphone. So after I broke my other microphone a couple of weeks ago, the new one has arrived, and hopefully that is sounding a little bit better than before. So a few other updates. Let's go and have a bit of a look around. So I have got some dogs. So I found a dog over there just randomly in the middle of nowhere. So I tamed him quickly and then raced off and found another one. It took a little while and then brought them back, and they've had a baby. So I got 3, and I'll probably be putting them to use a little bit later on. And one of the other things you may have noticed in the background is the sugarcane farm has grown. So originally the one we did last episode was only 5 sugarcane long, and this one I think is around about 26. It sounds like we've got some visitors close by. I'll have to suss them out. So yeah, we've got 13 there, and they sound really close. 13 there and another 12 or 13 there. I haven't really counted them, but so we get let's say 5 times as much sugarcane than what we were getting before. And the single observer is still the one that powers the whole thing. So the signal comes out here and sends them both off. And you may recall in the last one, I'll stand over here, I don't know where that zombie is. You may recall in the last one that I was getting some sugar cane sitting on the ground here. Sort of worked out why that is. So I've put an extra row of pistons up the top there, and that pushes both of them out. So let's have a look at it in action. I'll just trigger it. 31. Let's see how many it adds. So if I just put one there, I'll need another one. So all the sugar cane goes out, and this one, the same happens. It goes in there and feeds back through into the one chest. That zombie's driving me nuts. So we had 31, it's added 32. So all good, all good. We'll eventually get there, so that's all great. Let's go over here and check out my little villager storage area. So we'll probably be working on this today, just making this a little bit better, because I'm hoping you didn't think this was the absolute best design I could come up with. Like, it's close, but it's not the absolute best. But as you can see, we've got a lot of villagers here. I haven't really had much of a look to see who's what, but I'm going to have a quickly look at. Okay, we've got one librarian. What is this one? Yeah, these cartographers are a bit of a pain. But anyway, that's happening quite quickly, so it wasn't too bad. I did notice though that I think there's a rule that if you move a certain distance away from villages, and I think the same is true for a lot of the mobs, that they stop walking. And the farm over there, it sort of relies on the baby villagers walking and running off the edge. So I went over there. There was about 10 or so villagers, grown-up villagers sitting in there, so I just had to push them over the side into the water. You may have noticed we've got a turtle. Normally he looks at me. He's obviously angry. Hello. Yeah, so we got a turtle in. There he goes. Oh yeah, you are still awake. Got a turtle here, and there's still one over there in the boat. So I think today we'll probably get around to getting the one out of the boat, get him over there, put him in his little pen and see if we can breed them. That would be pretty cool to see what happens with that. There's something cool I want to do with the eggs. Fishing farm is closed, so we won't be using that anymore. I hardly used it in the last episode or so. You know, really once I got the mending, that's pretty much all we needed it for. And hopefully we'll get a mending villager from our stash over there at some point. So I will be coming back to sort that out, but first we're going to have a look. If you remember in the last episode, I found 2 spawners close by. Yeah, one was a skelly and the other was a cave spider. Now I've put a little portal through so we don't have to run so far. Like, it was about 500 blocks, but now it's just around the corner here. So you probably won't recognize the place because I've done a bit in here. So let's just pop through the portal and have a bit of a look. We want to go this way. So I have set the farms up. So this is what they look like. A little bit hard to see, but if we grab one of these, this will help us. So let me just have a swig of this. Here we go. So we've got the cave spiders and the skeletons. So they're the skeletons popping down. They all march down in their little tunnel, and the cave spiders do a similar thing. We'll go down and have a bit of a look at that. So out here, I went a bit crazy, dug out a whole stack. We don't need all of this, but our skeletons end up here. You may see them flying up this elevator. Like, I can hear them splashing in there, or maybe it's the spiders. There goes 1, 2. Yep, so we got the elevator. This is using the new bubbles, although I can't see the bubbles in it. I did turn down. Maybe let's just... I turned down... Not this. What did I turn down? Can't remember, because the rain was this one. No, still don't see it. Oh, well, there are bubbles there. So that makes them shoot up and then they go across the top. They take 4 damage. These guys are one hit. Like, I can hit him with a bottle and that will kill him. Let's quickly go down and have a look down here. This is where the cave spiders are dying. So they're falling down through here. They land in the water and they get pushed along this one high tube that's full of source blocks. And what happens is they end up drowning. With the new water mechanics, I originally had this too high and all the drops floated up to the top and the hoppers weren't picking them up. So one high, and they do push them through. So, but it, it works, as you'll see if I go up here or down here. It's providing us a stack of string. We're not getting any XP and we don't seem to get spider eyes. I'm pretty sure these ones drop spider eyes. When they drown, they just drop some string, but that's okay. We'll be using that to turn into wool and trade with our villagers. So let's have a look. Now, the good thing about the skeleton farm is the XP it gives us. I've got my pickaxe, which isn't too bad, but you just whack these guys and all the XP comes through. It's excellent. So I haven't collected it yet. My plan is we're going to collect it all, we're going to filter, and we're just going to keep the bits we need. But I'm also going to get those dogs up here helping me out. So there's a little trick where you put the dogs next to the skeletons in a minecart and they bite at the skeleton's ankles. And because your dog does it, you get the XP credit for it. So the XP flies out and you get the bones and arrows. So speaking of which, just in the time when I've been setting all this up and playing with it, bones, and lots of arrows. So we don't have to worry about bones or arrows anymore, which is excellent. These things are a bit noisy. I wish I could gag them. But anyway, when I was fluffing around over here, I turned back and just as I looked back, I saw a slime spawn. It was around here somewhere. Now there are two chunks near here. There's a chunk here and a chunk sort of here. So I don't know which chunk it spawned in, but I suspect one of these is a slime chunk. So I might, what level are we on? 24. So between 40 and the basement, slimes will spawn in a slime chunk. So I might investigate that a little bit further and build a little mini slime farm. It doesn't have to be too incredible, but I did, kill the slime, and I did get around about, 20 slimes. So that is enough for the tour. So I will go and prepare for fixing up the little collection area, and I'll come back and show you how I've gone with that. Hey there. Remember that time when I said that I was going to go and fix up the collection area for the villagers? Well, that hasn't happened. Instead, I set up this area here with the spawners. So, just to explain what I've done, let's go back here where the portal is. I've moved the portal slightly. I have put in an on-off system because the noise was driving me crazy. So, some redstone lamps up in the ceiling, and because we don't go that way anymore, I keep on thinking we should go that way. We can switch it on and off. So it's nice and quiet with it switched off. We've got our switch here. If I switch it back on, they'll all start pretty much straight away making noise. And the other thing you might notice is I've switched off that texture pack. It was messing up the frames just a little bit too much. So it is gone. And I've installed 2 of my dogs who are meant to be biting at these skeletons. Now what sometimes happens is they get distracted by other skeletons, and it can take a little while for them to bite them, but they got them in the end. So that is how that works. The items from both the farms, and I've moved that over a little bit, end up coming up this stream. If we're quick, we'll see eventually. There they go, up the top. And up the top I got a little sorting system. First thing it does is it sorts out the unstackable items. So things like bows, boots, leather armor, all the stuff that these guys drop that we don't really want. It gets popped out from the top here, slowly goes down the cobweb, and eventually burns in the lava. So if it turns out we want something, we can come here and pick it out of the cobweb. Everything else gets sorted over here. So there's our string, there's our bones, and there's our arrows. So these will fill up. I'm pretty sure they'll fill up. So also this is the box that things that aren't string, bows, whatever, will end up in these. So if I accidentally drop, I don't know, my gold, no, they'll go down the cobweb. But yeah, if I drop these comparators down there, they would end up in this chest. And to prove it, I will... I'm not sure I can throw things in here now. Okay, take my word for it. I can go down here. I've changed this up a little bit as well. So I obviously have to put some... Yeah, I can put my repeaters in here. Or comparators. So yeah, not much has changed. I just put these little cool little lights underneath. I reckon they look pretty good. Just lighting it up a little bit. Slab the floor so there's slabs everywhere. So even if it's too dark, which it probably is down there, nothing will spawn. Here my comparators coming through. So anything that goes in there that shouldn't will end up here. So hopefully I put 20 in, although sometimes one does get stuck in the system, but no dramas there. So also I put the mossy stone bricks around the edge. That's just to remind us that there are spawners behind there, because quite often I'll go through and chop them up. Trying to find some space to put something. And I need to fix up this area here. All right, so that is the update. What I'm going to do next, we're going to not do the... I was going to say, why are they dying? It's because the dogs are biting them. We're not going to do the villager thing today. I'm going to finish this. I'm just going to decorate in here a little bit to make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. So I shall go about that, and I'll pop back and give you an update. Well, I've done a bit of interior decorating, so let's just have a bit of a look and see what is going on. So here are our spawners still with spiders, etc. In here is, I've just sort of blocked this area off, so this is where I was digging way out too far, so we may come back and use that at some point. So master portal, I've done a bit of wall action, there's some floor action going on. So this is it. Put some lights in the ceiling, and I can go over here and collect some XP that my doggies have been storing up for me. So like, this thing is excellent for XP. So, you know, 51 levels now. This is where all the dud items come down. There's nothing in it at the moment. Let's have a quick look upstairs. We didn't have a look up here before. This is where I'm doing all my sorting, etc. So things come up. Where do they come from? They come up here, they run across here. And the first one, I'm going to try and remember how I did this. Okay, this one here is separating out the non-stackable items. I doubt we'll see anything fly by, but yeah, oh, there goes a bow. So he should get, unless he's, there he goes. So he's spat out in the cobweb. We'll go down and have a bit of a look. So they go through there, and then they come along the conveyor belt here, and they get separated into their bows, arrows, and bones. And this is the overflow down here. And out this way is where the tops of the chests are. So they go down into the chests. So that is my little storage area up here. So let's go back out here. There's that bow. You can just see him up there. Floats down. Like, it takes a little while, but like, if something accidentally goes in there, at least you've got some time to get it back out. So, and this is the area. We've got a nice fireplace, and my spare dog is sitting there. So just in case something happens to one of the dogs under here, I've got a spare. So he's sitting by the fireplace. And that is the finished product. I don't think I'll do much more with this. It is an excellent spot to come and mend the equipment. So that is what it will mainly be used for. And possibly the arrows and bows and string. Yeah, we'll find uses for these. So let's, here in Australia, it's quite cold at the moment. So let's stand by the fire. So that is it for this episode. It's gone on for, you know, a bit too long. So I'll cut it off. We'll get to doing the turtles next episode, and possibly get around to fixing up the villager sorter. So next week we will do that. So if you liked this video, please hit the like button. It really helps me out. If you're new here or haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button so you get to find out when new episodes are on their way. And I will see you all next week. Have a good one. Stay safe. Bye for now.